actual acting.
Yeah.
But I take it the preparation as well.
Yeah, because it's a big play and it asks a lot from everyone. It asks a lot from every single actor. No matter how many times you appear, no matter how long you're on stage, there's really big sort of turning points that you are either a part of or facilitating or reacting to or supporting. So there's no one who can just sit back and coast. There's no character that's been allowed to do that, you know. So it's exhausting, and then for me, I have to maintain this. My energy has to keep going up and up and up, because right at the end, I have to be at the apex of my energy for the evening or afternoon, you know, because but that's the beauty of such writing, you know. Every time you come in, you have to bring something different. Your character has to have gone through something and is in a different state, you know. So
all those kind of elements. Do you get home and practice sometimes?
I'll get home and sleep.
Okay. That matters.
No, but the warm-up, we come in 2 hours before, and the warm-up is important. The warm-up is important. The preparation beforehand is important. Because
But is it like in most instances everyone is kind of in sync? Coming up with that mindset to say, as soon as we get there, we just run over the lines.
We have structures in place. So we have structures in place. We do a fight call, because the fights have to be practiced every day. The fight has to be worked and then we do a group session, which we've agreed to. So it's important. You know, it's important. I think we all have the mindset that ensemble doesn't happen by accident. Ensemble is actually created deliberately. So. But it also, the process of rehearsal got us into a rhythm of how we focus together and how we work together. So
we actually didn't know who we were going to speak to, out of the cast, right? Because I know it's a management thing that the production team has to do.
Sure.
But for an actor, you have to prepare for the role. Take us through that journey that you went through preparing for that role.
Well, the first thing is the script. So the first thing is reading the script and looking for the clues that the playwright has put in there about the character. And they'll come in how the playwright describes the character, and they'll come in how other people talk about the character and how the character talks about themselves. But one of the greatest clues for me that August Wilson put in the script is that Gabriel believes with every fiber of his being that he is the Archangel Gabriel. So then I take that and then I have to work backwards and inwards with that. So why does he believe this? So then when you get through the script, you understand that Gabriel was in the Second World War. He had his head blown off, so he had potentially a near-death experience. But for him, it's not a near-death. He believes he died and went to heaven. He believes that. And probably because he experienced that in whatever way he was when he was unconscious before they managed to bring him back to life, as it were. So I have to trust and respect that as an actor. So that's what I go on. So I won't go look at the character and go, is this character insane? Is this character got mental health? I will go, no, this character believes this, and therefore everything they say and do and every way that they behave is rooted in how they see themselves and how they see the world. And then I do what I call the forensic investigation. I go through research. I will research until the cows come home. I will research what head injuries do to the body. I'll research what they do to your voice and speech. What at that time, what kind of metal plates were being put in people's heads? What did people's heads look like? And then I'll start just building the fragments, you know. So this is before rehearsal. And then when you come into rehearsal, now you take the work you've been doing sort of by yourself at home, and you're bringing it into the room with the other creatives, and everybody's been doing some version of that themselves, of their own process. And then you just start to throw things into the space. You try things. You start to get things into your body. There's a wonderful book written by someone who was my drama teacher, which is called The Body Speaks. And kind of what does the body say about this character at any given time? How did the character relate to others in the space? And you just throw yourself in there. And great team of people, amazing actors, and they're amazing actors because they are courageous. they take risks. So you're just inspired every day to do the same. They take risks, they're open, they're supportive, and we were just doing that for each other. And then slowly you start to have the feeling of the character. For me, it's always about the feeling. If the character starts to feel true to me, if the character starts to feel like someone real, I then go, okay, I'm close, I'm there. And then when the audience comes in, obviously there's that reaction to the character, and you go, oh, are they understanding the story that my character is facilitating within this play? Am I contributing to the story? So I'll give you an example. So I cut my hair to create the image that I saw in much of my research.
I've actually been wondering. And it's so believable, isn't it?
Because so then every day, because my hair will lie flat like this, so every day I have to sort of shape it, because I've seen how people's heads are shaped after these metal plates. So every day I have to shape it and kind of go, and I cut it in a way, in an image that I saw, then I was like, oh. And so I love doing that. I loved contributing to a story in more than just my physical presence. So when Tumisho as Troy, when Troy says, you know, my brother's confused me, and on account of that metal plate in his head, the audience goes, oh yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah.
But if there's nothing, then they go, okay, he has a metal plate. So then they're doing the work. I prefer to do the work for them, so they can go, they can just join dots. You know, they join the dots, and then, you know.
And that speaks so much to the method acting technique, right?
Yeah.
How much of that did you have to reference for your character to be believable, especially because the interpretation is very different? I mean, you have a different interpretation of the character. One of the audiences that you did a Q&A with, you know, spoke about, you know, being insane and that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
How do you reference the method acting technique so that your character is entirely believable, not just to yourself, but to the audience as well?
I think one of the things that that I understand from the method, which I think a lot of American teachers sort of misconstrued. Stanislavski worked very much with the human body. You know, all his books are about digging deep into the character in terms of psychologically, looking at the script for clues, what the character wants, who the character wants to be, what are the obstacles, so you work all of that, but also then building the character sort of literally from the shoes up. Is part of it. So there's that. But the most important thing for me is finding the humanity of the character. You know, finding the character who I look in the mirror and I go, oh yeah, hello, Gabriel. Because that's I feel I can whoa. You're right. Finding the character, finding the heart of the character in myself, I think is one of the most important things. There's something that has to click together for me. And if that doesn't happen, then I don't feel I've done the character a service. I feel I've done them a disservice. So something has to click between my humanity and the humanity of this character. And then everything else physically in the body starts to take care of itself. Like, I knew that Gabriel would have some physical kind of limitation in or some physical manifestation of electromagnetic fields that are sending impulses into his body at the wrong time that he can't control. So some people have twitches, some people have speech things, and I chose to find that physical thing in him, but I never plan when that's going to happen in the body. I've done so much in rehearsal where I tried different things, different physical traits, and that one of, it's almost like electricity is shooting through him at the, you know, when he can't control it. So I don't come on stage and go, okay, on this line I'll do it. My body now just does it. And it does it sometimes on the same lines that we did it yesterday, or sometimes it just does it and takes me by surprise. And then sometimes I'm in the dressing room and it happens, I go, no, stop. So I have to be very conscious of the body that I am on stage. But you know, you get used to the environment triggers, because your brain, I've created in my brain pathways that say, this is how this person moves. And it's one of the questions that the young people asked of how do you leave the character behind? And things that help, like taking off the costume, you go, okay, I'm back into myself now, and I stretch and meditate and kind of connect and disconnect. It's important.
Just quickly, before we wrap up.
Yeah.
We are wrapping up.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. just the last thing, the subtext that you want the audience to take from this. Do you want them to be on the lookout for particular subtext that's coming out of the production, or do you want it to be open-minded or open-ended for interpretation?
I mean, the open-minded is good, it's helpful, but there are certain things I think every play communicates, and as an actor your job is to kind of mind that and find what your character is bringing to the play. That is part of the subtext, that is part of what the playwright wants the audience to take with them. And I think from my perspective as Gabriel, Gabriel means light bearer, and I think August Wilson, with all the pain and trauma and hurt and dysfunction that's in the play, August Wilson is saying this person has been trying to bring the light, has been trying to bring some kind of healing into this family, and I would love the audience to get that. You know, it's one of those things where I think that's Gabriel's contribution to the world of the story, and I think every single character has a different level of subtext, a level of function within the story that the playwright wants them to receive. So yeah, but open-mindedness is also good, because you want people to also, especially because it's an American play, which we're doing in South Africa, that open-mindedness helps people make the connections between America and South Africa, and realize that the pain of the black person in the world is the same. It has come from similar sources, but it also is being passed on from generation to generation, you know. But that connection means that you're no longer watching people in Pittsburgh, you're literally connecting to these people as if you know them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
Cool.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys.